Right, I've done a quick restart again. Hopefully that's more stable. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. I've dropped to 720 and I've dropped to half the bit rate for the time being. And we'll see if that continues. Don't know why it's being so picky, but we'll see. Anyway, end of round number 2. These are the leaderboard scores right now. BC at the top with 5,803, followed by Oni in second place on 5,532, and then Clive in third place, 5,109. Fourth place is Kenda, 5,063, Mark on 4,958, and Timor on 4,950. Remember that the top 6 scores at the end of the next round will advance through to special relativity to get even more points on top. Remember, every point will be converted to doots at the end of the game. And I'm just hoping that all the connectivity on my side of things in Twitch chat in the game all still works. As the drop frames come back again. Go away! Let's hope it all holds up with round 3. Which is social relativity. So this is much like round number 2. I will give you a question. The answer will be some whole number. Give me a numerical response. Once you have done that, we will split you up into 3 equally sized groups. Goodness me. Twitch is reporting I have 102 viewers right now. Somehow, I don't believe that number. I'd love there to be... There you go. 58 sounds a bit more like it. I would love there to be 102 viewers, but no, 58 is more reasonable an estimate. But yes, we will split you up into 3 equally sized groups. Only the scoring group will... only the group that contains the correct answer will score points, is what I meant to say. Minimum of 500 up to a maximum of 1,500 if you get the answer right on the nose. Yes, in this round, you could be off by 1 and score absolutely nothing. So just bear that in mind on this question. I would, for those still delayed, refresh now. And as always, chat is king. Thank God I said that at the beginning of the stream, folks. But yeah, so those still delayed, refresh now. This is your opportunity to do so before we'll get this, continue this game on. And yes, as always, chat is king. Good luck. Question 1 of the round is this. In 1930, how many days did it take 2 men to drive from New York to Los Angeles and back in a Ford car that only went in reverse, including a 2-day rest midway? Answer between 0 and 365 days. You saw those clumps of messages coming in there. Yeah, I'm still having internet issues. I could keep seeing drop frames coming through, which is really irritating. But there's not much I can do about that. It's just, yeah, I'm only doing as much as I can right now. Let's put that up there and put some answers on the line. Let's see where you've all gone. So, minimum guess is Tap at My Window with 12 days, Vixen with 14, Demand with 15. We've got interesting meta guessing going on. Itogi messering the meta, going with 67, thinking there might have been a 68 guess, but there wasn't. Sunny Cat and BC with a 69 guess. Danny going the other side with a 70 guess. Amy with 100, Pyro with 103, 140 from Ralph and Brian. Biggest guess is Dev with 320 days. So let's split you up into 3 equally sized groups. The 69 is an edge case. So anything from 0 up to and including 69 is in the blue zone. Everything from 69 up until 120, or technically 119 and a half, I think, is the green zone. And then red zone is from that up to the maximum 365. So yes, Suddicat and BC, you are on the edge of both blue and green. Indeed, JB.
Edging at 69. Hornyklaxon.wav.
Yeah, very much indeed, JB. Thank you for the 100 bits. So yes, for you, you are on the edge of both blue and green. So if the correct answer is in either of those zones, then you will score some points. Everybody else, you need to be... You're only in one zone, either in blue or green or red, not in multiple. Let's have a look. The correct answer is... just 42 days in total. Tadaru off by 2, getting a total of 1,433 points for that guess. Kenda was next best, 1,300, and then it was Oren, 1,233. Very good guesses there in the blue zone. All the way to Tap My Window, which was the lowest guess of all, but it scores you 500 points at the very least there. Green and red, unfortunately, scoring absolutely nothing. So this was James B. Hargis and his mechanic, Charles Creighton. They drove the entire route in reverse gear with the car running the entire time. They slept in a specially converted seat, and to prove they hadn't cheated, the forward gears were removed from the transmission entirely. As my stream completely died there, I saw the number go down to 0. So I have no idea what of that trivia you heard of me say. But yes, they actually took all the forward running gears out, so they only had a reverse gear to work with. Why? Because they could, basically, to say that they've done it, puzzle done. That's why. To stake claim to that record. Hag quiz, yeah. No. Well, actually, it's Hargis, Hargis, but I know the joke you go for, Pop. So, well done, Blue Zone, scoring some points. Tadara doing the best, 1,433. Let's put that away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jesus Christ. 10-second delay on my stream preview right now. Hopefully, if I pause and replay, it's going to be caught up, but we'll see. Right, next question. Question number 2. Again, chat is king, if you're listening to what I'm saying. Question number 2 is this. In January of 2023, what was the cost in pounds? Oh, hello. Interrupted by Sportsy with a 36-month resub.
3 years of games and humour. Here's to 3 more of games, humour, and me destroying rules of Wheel of Family Fortune.
Something like that. Thank you for the 3 years, Sportsy. Appreciate that. We were looking for you earlier. I'll start the question again. In January of 2023, what was the cost in pounds of running a single TV advert during the Saturday 7:15 p.m. showing of The Masked Singer in the ITV London region? Answer between £0 and £100,000. And again, what? Automod, why you do this? You're all getting a lot of extra thinking time on this question. And yes, this allows for a buffer for the stream to catch up as well, I suppose. So thank you, Sportsy, for the 3-year resub. There we go. We're all caught up there. And yeah, pause and replay the stream to hopefully catch up to what I'm saying right now, because it seems to be mostly green now. But again, we'll see how it all shakes out. So let's see where you've all gone on this one. So our sports guess is Kenda with £7,500. Then Suddicat and Topper and ABB with £10,000. Tips has gone with 20k. Itoki and JB have gone with the 2569 with a 0 on the end. Oni's gone with his own invention with the 3579 with a 0 on the end. Shadow McMain with the 39781, Cetra with the 40k, BC with the 50k. We've got the £64,000 question from Vixen, 69,420 from Tadaru, Matt the Ref, and Danny. Danny with the 6969 0. Even 70k from Mark, Clive, and Brian. The biggest guess we've got is Ralph with the full 100,000 dupes. Let's have a look at the 3 groups, see where you all stand. Well, we have double edging going on right now. Edge case number 1 is 25,000. Edge case number 2 is 69,420. So, For those on the 25,000, blue or green will score. For those on the 69,420, green or red will score. As I dropped loads more frames once again. Oh, bloody internet. Why is it Wednesdays? Of all the bloody days to do it, Pi Media, why do you do it on Wednesdays? Anyway, so yes, this is to run, I believe, a 30-second ad in the ITV London region, so the most expensive of the ITV regions around that time. Interestingly, to run an ad during the 11 p.m. late movie in the Borders region of ITV, that would cost you a total of £6. Yes, you heard that right, folks. To run an ad, a 30-second TV ad at 11 p.m. in the late movie slot in the Borders region, it would cost you £6 for that ad. Now, it doesn't get you all the regions. That is just the Borders region. If you wanted all the regions for the late night movie slot, that's 3,458. But we are concerned with the Masked Singer slot in the London region exclusively. Correct answer is... I mean, not much at all. 7,147. Kenda was our best guess. Off by £353 all told. Well done, Kenda, getting 1,482 points for that answer. Then Sudicat and Topper and AVMe getting the next best, 1,340. And then Silver Electron, 1,317. Lots on the edge, getting 500 points and being furthest away, but in the correctly scoring zone. Getting some points there. Green and red getting absolutely nothing. Yes, if you wanted it nationwide, network-wide on ITV, that same ad would have cost you £27,000, £27,240. That's how it would be if you wanted it as a nationwide ad on ITV across all networks. But in just the London region, it would be £7,147 for that slot. So, well done to Kenda. Great guess, that. Let's put that one away. And let's continue on to question number 3. Before we do that, Matt the Ref! Gifting out a sub to Vanessa, 25.92. That is a very generous gift there, Matt. Appreciate that. Going out to Vanessa. Thank you for all of the love. Let's get that £6 ad. You know, when I looked at that, I was like, you know what? Any publicity? Is it good publicity? Maybe. Do I want to get more Scottish people involved in advertising the Borders region? Maybe. You work with Vanessa. Ah, wonderful. Well, welcome on in, Vanessa. I hope you are enjoying your time here on Quiz Night, despite all of my technical difficulties in actually streaming it tonight. But I hope you're enjoying your time here this evening. Okay, 3 more questions in this main part of the game, and then we'll find out who is advancing through to the final. Question number 3 is this. How many times does the 3-letter word ash appear in the King James Version of the Bible? Answer between 0 and 2,000 times. Possibly taking inspiration from my qualifying question in elimination. That was the number of times ash appearing in Wikipedia titles in any form. This is specifically just the word ash in the King James Version of the Bible.
Very thematic.
Very thematic from Brian, says for 100 bits. Thank you very much for that. Yes, indeed, being Ash Wednesday. Very much a thematic word to use. But how many times did the word ash appear in said Bible? What do you think? So our smallest guess is Pie and Mash with 7, Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz with 27. We've got Neki Grammar with 50, Tips with 150, Ralph Pyro and Yellowtail with 169, BC with 200, Topper and Oren and JB going for the LOL 690, Random Clive Suddy Cat with the even 1,000. Biggest guess is Polly Paw with 1945. So I split you up into 3 equally sized groups. And no edge cases this time round. Everyone is in a distinct group. Blue from 0 up to 177. Green from 177 to 617. And then red from that up to the big 2000. I mean, there are a lot of words in the King James Version of the Bible, or in any of the Bibles, honestly. There are a lot of words. But how many of those words are exactly ash? One. In the entire Bible, ash appears once. He heweth him down cedars, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it. Yeah, they never mention like the name Ash Wednesday at all in the Bible. That's completely an invention outside of that. The only time that ash is mentioned as that word is in Isaiah chapter 44, verse 14, as I quoted earlier. Now the word ashes, the plural of ash.
Jesus Christ, this game.
The word ashes, that appears 43 times in total in the King James Version of the Bible. But the word ash itself only appears once. Rosie during a Sunday afternoon, taking the piss they are, very much. Thank you for the 100 bits only, thank you for the 100 bits JB. So, well done to Pie and Mash. Your guess, I think, what was it, 7 you guessed? Was a really, really good guess. Getting themselves 1,465 points for that. Then it was Cart Quiz 1350, then Milk 1292. Dev, your guess of nearly up to the limit of 177 was the furthest away in the scoring zone, but it still gets you 500 points. Everybody else, unfortunately, your guesses were just way too large, and unfortunately scoring absolutely nothing for that. So yes, now you all know ash appears just the once in the KJV version of the Bible. And that surprised me as well when I went through that. But we have the official text to confirm it. We have 2 more questions left in the game, in the main part of the game. If you're ready, question number 4 is this. If the Earth's history was compressed into 24 hours, how many minutes ago did fish first appear? Answer between 0 and 1,440 minutes. If the Earth's history, the entirety of the Earth's history, was compressed into a 24-hour period, how many minutes ago did fish first appear? So a bit of mental gymnastics on this one. We are doing some time compression. We're doing some Final Fantasy VIII shenanigans. We're compressing all of Earth's history into a 24-hour period. How many minutes ago would fish have first appeared? Let's have a look to see where you've gone. We've got some very low guesses. We've got some very high guesses as well. Dev says 3 minutes ago. Danny says 6 minutes ago. Mark, Amy, Vanessa go with 10 minutes ago. Pop and BT gone for LOL 69. Silver, Electron and Cetra have gone with 120 minutes, so that would be 2 hours. Sunny Cat with 3 hours. We've got JB going for the 420, Matt with the 700, Yellowtail with the 1100, Clive with 1400. Biggest guess is Mr. Vertigo with 1,436 minutes. Yeah, that's quite a few minutes. That. Let's split you up into 3 groups, shall we? Oh wow, that's a tiny blue group. That is. Blue is from 0 to 72, or technically 71.5 from the looks of things. Then green from that up to 395, and then red from that all the way up to the maximum. So there's a big old red zone, a reasonable sized green zone, but a tiny blue zone. Couldn't possibly be blue now, could it? He wouldn't do it to you twice in a row, would he, David? Would he? Would he do it to you? Would he? Would he? Woody! Pretty close, but it was green this time. 160 minutes in total. Kenda off by 10, getting the most out of everyone. 1,452 for that. Then it was Ralph, 1423, and Suddycat 1404. So, if the Earth were created at midnight, the first fish would have appeared at 9:20 p.m. Dang it, we're off by 10 minutes. Dang it. I was so close on the scheduling there, but the internet all got messed up. Now, yeah, first fish would have appeared at 9:20 p.m. Plants would have appeared at 9:36 p.m. So 6 minutes in 6 minutes time, the plants would have appeared. Dinosaurs at 10:47. Mammals at 10:56 p.m. Modern man would have appeared at 11:59 p.m. and 12 seconds. So there you go. That is what you need to know. 160 minutes away would have been the fish first appearing in the Earth's history if it were compressed in 24 hours' time. Well done, Green Zone. Particularly well done to Kenda, getting nearly the maximum. Chose the absolute wrong round to get good at, says Oni. Well, you got one last chance now. Question number 5, your last chance to score some general points or some social points. I don't like saying that, I guess. Question number 5, have a look at this. Up to today, Wikipedia's most consistent contributor has edited the online encyclopedia for how many consecutive days in a row? Answer between 1 and 83.95. Now, did I actually update this today or not? Thing is, I don't think they update the sheet every day. No, they update this every few days. So the number is still the same. And that is time. So yeah, there are some people out there that basically make Wikipedia editing their living. Maybe some are actually employed to do that. But others are just doing it because they can. Their name is Will Actually. Well, actually, it's not. It's Johnny Ow. Johnny AU is the user in question that has edited most consecutively of all on Wikipedia. But let's have a look to see where everybody has guessed for Johnny Ow. Yeah, Johnny Goal, that kind of thing, yeah. So Mark, with the smallest guess of 65 consecutive days. Vanessa's gone for a full year, 365 days. Silver Electron 1300 going for 4 and a bit years there. JB 2569, same as Pop. Suddycat, Nicky Grandma 4,500. ABM BC Vixen 5,000. We have far too many that have gone for a double nice here that I'm suspecting we're going to get an edge case there. We've got Tapping My Window trying to meta out of it though with the 69.99. I have a feeling you're going to be squarely in red. Biggest guess we've got is curiously Tipster and Pyro, both on 83.95, both going for the biggest number available. Well, let's split you up into 3 equally sized groups. And I was right on the prediction there. The 69.69 was indeed one of the edge cases here. So, blue is from 1 up to 4,261. Green from that up to the double nice. And then red up to the max of 83.95. Now, the reason for 83.95, that's the theoretical maximum of someone who's edited every day since Wikipedia started in January the 15th, 2001. So that's sort of the theoretical maximum number is 83.95, although I don't think I've actually edited that since, so it probably should be a bigger number than that. But that's the theoretical maximum. But has someone edited every single day since the start? 5,932 days. Demand off by 132 days. Pretty good guess. Getting themselves 1,418 points. Then it was Dev getting 1,358. And then Itogi 1,350. So yes, Johnny Owl has edited Wikipedia for 5,932 days straight since November the 11th, 2007. This is nearly 4 years ahead of his next nearest rival, which has a total of 4,538 days to their belts, which is Bruce 1E, where the 1 looks like a L for Bruce Lee, but it's Bruce 1E. And then next one underneath that is Snuggums with 3,635 days. So there you go. There's your consecutive day streak. Nearly up to 6,000. Will they retire at the end of 6,000? Oh, we'll see. No idea. But 5932 was the magic number you needed to look for today. And well done to Demand and all the green zone scoring some points. So that is the end of the main game of Relativity. As I see, the frames are still dropping. Hopefully it's all going to continue to be stable enough. Let's have a look at the final leaderboard, see who our Super 6 are advancing through to Special Relativity tonight. At the back of the pack, we've got Colo and Prey, Danny and Matt, Opsy and Solar, Yellowtail and Halucha, Vanessa and Tap, Cart Quiz and Puzzle Dan, Polly and Ape, Brian and Pyro, JB and Miss Vertigo, Shadow and Clive, Random Zombie and Silver Electron, Naked Grandma and Tipster, Oni and Tadaru, Mark and Cetra, KS and Prugs, Timor and Vixen, Pop and Ralph, Sunny Cat and Demand, Oren and Dev, Milklike at our top 6, Topper, BC, ABB, Itogi, Pie and Mash, and Kenda. That is a big old leaderboard, that, and all of those points have been converted into doots and have just been paid out. Yes, really, Topper, you are in the top 6 with a score of 7,179. BC in 5th on 7,324. Amy in 4th, 7,418. Itogi in 3rd, 7,492. Pie and Mash in 2nd, 8,393. And cleared by nearly a full 1,000, Kenda on 9,295. What a phenomenal performance that is, Kenda. Very well done. We will see you 6 in a moment in Special Relativity. Everybody else, that is now the end of the game for you, but you can have a bit of fun in chat, I suppose. You can continue to whisper some answers to me. It will mean absolutely nothing. You won't get any extra points for it, but you can have a bit of fun to see what you would have guessed and where you would have placed, where you're still in the game in the final round. So, final question. 5 questions remain in the entire game to whittle our 6 down to 1. I hope you 6 are ready. It is time for Special Relativity. So, in this round, we're going to ask you some questions. Give me numerical responses. This time, there is no range. You are going in blind. On each question, whoever is furthest away from the correct answer will be eliminated. Rinse and repeat until just one is left standing, and they will be our specialist this evening. In the case of tied distance to the correct answer, we will look at answering response time as an additional determining factor in terms of the order that players get eliminated in. Those that answer later will be eliminated versus those sooner, but only in the case of a tied distance to the answer. Okay, this game is the game, says Topper. You're drilling in. Good luck to our Super 6. Your first question of Special Relativity is this. 6,052 babies named Alexa were born in the US in 2015. How many baby Alexas were born in the US in the year 2022? Answer now. We've already got an answer in. 5 more to come in. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Wait for one more answer. didn't see another answer come through. I didn't see another answer come through. Unless I didn't track properly. Interesting. Did we get answers from all our players? That answer definitely came through. Did it get counted? I hope it got counted. Let me have a look. But I suspect someone might be getting long.maxed here. I only saw 5 answers popping from the top. And that worries me. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain I only saw 5 answers slide down. Did 2 overlap? They might have done. They might have done. So I can trust the system and see what happens. But there was one answer that came through I'm pretty certain didn't come associated with a drop-down thing. Let's see what happens. Let's see how the answers come through. Let's have a look. First answer came through was BC with 6,052. Going with the same number. Just because it's a number you've already provided, so it seems like it's a good number to go with. Itogi went with the number of 2569 with a 0 on the end. So that's our current range. Then we got ABME, who did the same trick as BC. So BC, you answered earlier, they're safe through. ABME now takes that position. Pie and Mash went with a lower number than ABME this time. Went with an answer of 4567. So ABME, you're safe. Pie Mash takes the lower limit. Topper did the same trick, but they are in range, so they are safe through. Now, this is the one I'm worried about, because I didn't see a thing come through for Kenda. So let's find out what happens. Oh. No. Oh, no, wait, hang on. I'm not counting the right number of players. Milk, with a guess of 6855, you take the upper limit. There should be one more. Unless I've done the... Wait, what has happened? What the hell has happened? What the hell has happened? This is the first time I've seen this happen. Well then. Check the stream chat. Which stream chat? Well, Twitch chat. Like, what am I looking? Yeah, I can see that Milk's guess is way out, but also not way out, which is really weird. Why the number is not the same as that? Yeah, I can see that. That doesn't make any sense. But also, it hasn't accepted Kenda's answer, which is bizarre. What the hell? That was what I was concerned about, because I'm pretty certain I did count the names off correctly, and one didn't come through, even though it should have. Now, we haven't revealed the answer yet. Obviously, we revealed what answers you've given, so what we could do is jump straight. We can start a new game with our 6 that should be here and jump straight into this round and answer an honor system with the answer that you would have given. And Kenda's, your answer would have been last. I can confirm that because I can see the messages that have come through. But why has it done that? Oh, I know why it's done that. I know why. And Topper's found it, and Kenda's found it. Yeah, you're on the ban list from Quizmas. I didn't clear that out. That's why it's done that. Give a new question. If you, yeah, we can go with a new question instead, David. If you've got another one in mind, we can certainly do that. That would be the, I guess, the fairest way, because this question's kind of become dead with the extra knowledge that you've got. So yeah, we'll roll with a new question. David, just DM me what the question is, because I can just chuck that straight through into the software. And for everybody that should be in this round, and only those that should be in this round, I'm going to clear the special relativity exclude name list right now. We will jump into special relativity with just those 6. I will reveal that in a moment. I just need to sort everything else out, because I'm not going to say anything with that question until I know we are going to a backup question. If we're not, then I'm going to use the question I've got, and I don't want to give any extra information out on that just in case. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump, hopefully, to a lobby. We'll see if that actually works. For those 6 players, please enter with XOOV. While I try and figure out why the screen is black. Let's switch the starfield on. There we go. We got 6 players in. And I do have a backup question. So, let me start the game off now. And hopefully that will advance you 6 into it. Should be fine now, JB, because the room is now locked off. Oh, we've got this happening, though. Interesting. Well, just give it a moment, folks. We're just going to reverse these ships in. It's just going to reverse our 6 ships in. We do that. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Completely forgot this was part of the sequence. This vehicle is reversing. Oh, goodness me. Right, well, I think, hopefully we have a look at this leaderboard. Well done, you all scored 0. The dukes have been updated. And also means no one else can join the game right now. So I can now confirm, I believe. Let me make sure that the other question has been entered in. Thank you, David, for the backup question. Chuck that in there, and chuck that in there. Give it a quick read over. Sure. Yeah, we'll take that. So, the question that was in place, we'll read it out again. 6,052 babies named Alexa were born in the US in 2015. How many baby Alexas were born in the US in the year 2022? The answer was 574. It certainly plummeted in popularity because, well, all the Alexas were suddenly getting activated, and you don't want to keep activating them like that. So yes, according to the US Social Security Administration, Alexa went from being the 32nd most popular name for girls born in 2015 down to 536th in 2022, the lowest it's been since 1985. Amazon's first speaker, the Echo, became widely available in the year 2015. So, yeah, the one time a 573 answer would work. The one damn time. Absolutely right, Oni. Unfortunately, you weren't in the top 6. So, no. Right, let's go to special relativity. And nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Okay, we are back with question number 1. We have 6 players in. Please give an answer, and I will be counting the names off as I see them at the top to make sure that 6 come through properly. It will be a brand new question, I hope. And if you're ready, hang on, it sports you with 100 bits.
What are you staring at? It's tuna fish. And nothing else.
Thank you for the 100 bits. And Matt with 100.
Merry Christmas, Dennis Norden.
Merry Christmas indeed. Thank you for the 100 bits. So, let's have a look at your revamp question number 1. In a recent viral video, how many American Express points did David Portnoy of Barstool Sports have? Answer now. We've had one answer in from BC, who answered first previously. Topper's in. Amy Mee's in. Itogi's in. Kenda and Pyamash are in. That's a total of 6. I count 6. The eyes have it. The eyes have it. Unlock, thank God. I've absolutely no idea what magnitudes to use, says Topper, which is glad that I didn't say certain phrase. So let's have a look to see what answers came through. First answer was BC with 10,000. And Topper going 1 magnitude lower exactly by going to 1,000. You set the range currently. Next is Amy with 42069. You set the upper limit. BC, you're safe. Itogi going with a lower limit of 155 means Topper, you're safe. Fifth answer was Kenda with 50,000. Amy, you're now safe. Kenda takes the upper limit. And the final guess. Ooh, okay. Pyamash with 12 million. Well, that's a big old number. Well, this is going to be a big old slide here. Almost like we're going to go for the 64-bit int max here anyway. So that sets our division point at kind of 6,000,078. If the answer is below 6,078,078, Itogi, you're safe through. If it's above that, Pyamash, you're safe through. It's the biggest number that you can think of. Look around you. Just look around you. Have you worked out what it is? Correct. The answer is maths. So let's find out. How many American Express points did David Portnoy of Barstool Sports have? Whoa! Pop indeed correct. Everybody underbidding 44,402,931 points in total, American Express points. They go that high. They do indeed go that high. Pyamash, numbers go higher than that as well. But you are safe through on 12 million with your guess. Itogi, your guess of 155, unfortunately, was too far away, and we have to say goodbye. But very well done on claiming the 10,000 Duke prize for 6th place. And then there were 5, and there were definitely no technical hitches at all. 5 players left in. If you're ready, get ready to answer on this question. In the character models for Pixar's Ratatouille, how many more hairs does Remy have than Colette? Answer now. BC's already got a guess in. Topper's in. Amy Mee's in. Kenda's in. Looking for one more. Thank you, Pyamash. Who's Colette? So Colette will be one of the, I believe, human characters in Ratatouille, whereas Remy is the rat in Ratatouille. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. Let's see some answers. BC's gone with 1,000 more hairs. Topper with 5,000 more hairs. So you set the limit, going the other way round this time. Then it's A B Me going a magnitude higher than Topper, 50,000. Then Kenda going, well, another magnitude entirely, going with 1 million. Bloody hell. How many hairs? And finally, Pie and Mash going somewhere in the middle there, 69,696. It's definitely a number, and you're safe through. So, that's... it is now definitely a question of order of magnitude, because it's between 1,000 and 1 million. The number of zeros matter. Which puts our division point at 500, 500. If the answer is below 500,500, BC, you're safe through. If it's above 500,500, then Kenda, you are safe through. The correct answer is... $1,035,070 additional hairs. So Colette's model has a total of 115,000 hairs, which is approximately the same as an average human would have. But Remy, because of course at that time they had the compute power to be able to do ridiculous hair shader stuff, Remy the rat has a total of 1,150,070 individual hairs that get simulated in the render. That is actually more than double the number of hairs that you would see on a typical actual real life rat. But because they had the compute power at the time and they had all the hairs they could do, then they decided go for all the shiny and go for all of the hairs. So Kenda, your guess of 1 million, it was the closest guess, and it was a pretty damn good guess at that. You are through to the next question. Unfortunately, BC, your guess of just 1,000 was far too far away, but you claim 5th place and 20,000 doots for 5th place. Very well done to you. And as Pop says, rats off to you. So 4 players are left in after a question of Ratatouille. This is not the first time I've been stung by a hairs on the head question in my life. Oh, goodness me. Moving on to question number 3. 4 players, good luck. Here's the question. In horsepower, what was the potential maximum power output of the horses that ran in the 2023 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe? Answer now. Kenda's in. Aveme's in. Pie Mash is in, looking for one more. Topper is in. That is time. I have no clue what is the power for horsepower. I am screwed. Well, we're talking about horses, so surely it's literal horsepower at this point. Literal horsepower. The question is how they got the Arc de Triomphe to run a race. Willing it on. Really willing it on. So let's start revealing. Kenda with a guess of 150. Even me with a guess of 300. Similar ballpark figures. One's double the other. The Arc de Triomphe is not a car race. Well, it does say the horses that ran. So if it was a car race, then the horses that ran would be 0 at that point. Could be a trick question. Next is Pie and Mash with 340. Aim me, you're safe through. Pie and Mash, you take the upper limit. And the final guess was Topper with 30,000. Much bigger guess than everybody else. Pie and Mash, you're safe through. Topper, you take the upper limit by another number of zeros, which puts our division point at 15,075. Below that, Kenda, you're safe through to the next question. Above that, Topper, you are safe through to the next question. A total of 15 runners in this race, the 2023 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. How much horsepower in those 15 horses? 225 horsepower. Topper, unfortunately, you were just too far away. We have to say goodbye. But you claim verdigris. You took the verdigris position, and it gets you 35,000 dutes for that position. Very well done. So the maximum power output of a horse is usually regarded at 15 horsepower. It is indeed 1 horsepower if you average the workload of a horse throughout an entire day, but the maximum power output that you could get out of a horse is said to be 15 horsepower, and there are 15 runners, therefore it's just 15 squared, which totals 225 horsepower all told. Kenda, your guess of 150 sounded like you really thought it was a fancy old car race. Well, in either case, you are safe through to the next question with your guess. I think it was one of the closest guesses we had. The guess of 300 was probably closer than yours. But still, very good answer. You're safe through. Topper, next game is the game. We'll look forward to it. We'll look forward to it, Topper. 3 players left in and 2 questions left to deal with. Good luck. Your final 3 players. Your next question is this. How many unique ways are there of shuffling the white player's chess pieces anywhere on their 16 starting squares? Goodness me, excuse me, answer now. How many unique ways are there of shuffling the white player's chess pieces anywhere on their 16 starting squares? We need answers. Pie Mash is in. 2 more. Kenda and Amy are in. It's going to be interesting to see how one of these answers passes. But let's put that up. It's a power of 10 answer. Count the 0, folks. Maths. It is indeed a maths question. So, let's go through some answers. First answer that came through is Pie and Mash with 86,400. I like the number. Next was Kenda with, count the zeros, folks. 2 trillion? Yeah, looks about right. 2 trillion? Yeah, 2 trillion. We'll go with that. And third guess, Amy Me with 1 million. with such a number, you're safe through. Well done, Amy Me. Who'd have thought 1 million would be safe through on this question? So it's a difference between 86,400 and 2 trillion. Which puts our division point at 1,043,200. That's crazy to see such a big number, but here we are. So, look at this, Pie Mash. You're learning of bigger numbers tonight. So if the answer is below 1 trillion with a T, 43,200, Pie and Mash, you'll say through to the final question. If it is above 1 trillion with a T, 43,200, Kenda, you are safe through. I think someone has already offered the maths for this particular question. The correct answer is... Look at the number go brrr, brrr. It's just 64,864,800. Just 64 million. Only a few million there. Pie and Mash, your guess of 86,400 was the closest here. Though Amy Me's guess of 1 million would have been closer. You are through to the final question, Pie Mash. Kenda, unfortunately, your guess of 2 trillion was a few zeros off. Like 6 zeros off, I think, in total. So we have to say goodbye. But you claim third place, which is 50,000 dupes. Very well done to you, Kenda, for claiming third place. Pie Mash, who's now learning of bigger numbers, is through to the final question. What are 6 zeros off? Careful now, Score. Careful. It is the final question. And happy to say that the final question is not a stupidly large number. It is a more reasonable number to consider. So, if you all two of you, goodness me, Ashley, if you two are ready, the final question is this. What was the total age in years of the 6 main actors in Friends on the day the first episode premiered? Answer now. Amy is in with a guess. Just looking at Pie and Mash now for a guess, and they have come in with a guess. That is time. What are we thinking, folks? 180 seems safe, says Danny. 169 says Sportsy. 150 to 180 says Pop. Shidari would have gone 150, maybe 169 for the memes. 176 says Puzzle Down, 220-ish, 140 to 150, at least 100. Ballparking 165, 140 from Vanessa. Let's have a look to see what our two players have gone for. Amy's gone for 137. Pine Mash, 172. So all in a similar ballpark, all around the area that you've all claimed for. Which puts our division point at 155. So on this final question, if it is below 155, Abe and me, you're the winner. If the answer is above 155, Pie and Mash, you are the winner. I can confirm that the correct answer is in this range. It is somewhere in the range of 137 to 172. So we are not going to be zooming off to infinity. But who is closer? Good luck. Let's reveal all. Climbing up. No, it's going back down again. Climbing back up. Oh my god, where's it going? Oni, you called it. 165 years is the total age of the 6 main actors. Jennifer Aniston would have been 25, Courtney Cox would have been 30, Lisa Kudrow would have been 31, Matt LeBlanc was 27, Matthew Perry 25, and David Schwimmer was 27 years old. Add it all together, you get to a total of 165 years old at the day of the first episode premiering of Friends. Well, that was a really tight final question there. Amy, me, your guess of 137 could have been good enough, but unfortunately you were too far away, so you claim second place and 75,000. Pie and Mash, you were only 7 years away from the correct answer.
TV/Oni91_573.
Oni is the witch we need to burn on 165. Pie and Mash, you were only 7 years off. Considering we had 6 main actors, means an average of about 1 year off per actor. One in the 6th, something like that. But Pie and Mash, it was good enough. You are the winner. The winner is Pie and Mash, Pie and Mash! Well done, Pie and Mash on the win. Getting through to the end there, all the way. And we're getting some more 100 bits coming
Only's
through.
defo a traitor Ash.
We've got 100 bits from Oni saying, burn me! And Puzzle saying, Oni's defo a traitor. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for all the bits. And well done to Pie and Mash on the victory there on those questions. We've provided an educational service in providing new numbers that you've never heard of, and also winning the game. That is what we love to see. Great game that. Thank you to David J. Bodicum for a wonderful pack, and also that do-over question one as well. Appreciate that immensely for the additional fill-in question at the end there. And I hope you all enjoyed Relativity, the last edition of Relativity in this season of Quiz Night. Right, well, it's now gone 10. I wasn't expecting a game of Relativity to last over 2 hours, but here we are, folks. What with technical difficulties on the internet and then technical difficulties of Quizmas getting in the way, it just happened, I suppose. So thank you very much for the wonderful games there. We've got one thing left to do this evening, is to close the stream off with a wheel spin, and then we've got Friday to look forward to with 1,000 heartbeats. So let me roll the credits, and we'll see you over on the wheel in a moment. Just give me a moment. I'm going to put this on for a little moment, because why not? There we go. Put that on for a moment. It's amazing. The music in GoldenEye 64. It's just ridiculous how good it is. Like, even to today, even in 2024, this music is ridiculously good. Don't worry, the VOD's not going to get muted, although this track won't be played on the VOD. It's on the special VOD track that doesn't get played in the final playout. So you're all enjoying it live right now, but it won't make the final edit. But it's just so good. How do you do it? It's just so good. It's so minimalist as well. I mean, it's perfect for pause music. It's so minimalist. I mean, you are kind of responsible for this only because you were playing it, or at least I noticed you were playing it as I was doing the. I don't think they did the loop correctly then in the YouTube video. That just messed me up. I was like, hang on, the beats didn't make sense there. Anyway, sorry. My mind getting sidetracked a bit there. This really would be great music for Deal or No Deal, Sportsy. Holy shit. This would be so good for Deal or No Deal. Because it already has kind of the vibraphone feel to it. This would be perfect as like as a banker bed of some description. This would be so good. Right. I need to do a wheel spin, so let me fade the GoldenEye music out because we need to do one of these things. I know, right, Oni? Right, here we go! We're going in the grid again! Interesting! We're doing in the grid tonight, so let's put the GoldenEye music back on. Because of course I've got to put that back on while I load in the grid up. While I do that, let me quickly do the giveaway to get you in the game. in the grid is the keyword to enter in. Say that if you'd like to play in the grid this evening. So I did a little bit of statistical analysis on the configuration I had last time round because Dalton said it was a bit more of a generous spread than previous. And doing the numbers, it was indeed a more generous spread. That particular game had a mean average payout of about there's the loop split that makes no sense. They didn't quite get the right bars in the right order there. It doesn't loop properly. Sorry. Anyway, yes, I worked it out that the average of around 60-odd thousand. Was that game 60-odd thousand? No, sorry. The average was 30,000, with 95% up to 95,000 doots, something like that, in the 95th percentile. Based on standard deviations, yes. So it was paying out greater than a lot of other games have done. Whereas tonight's game is due to run. This one is due to run with a mean average of 26,000, with a 95th percentile up to about 60,000 doots. So tighter spread this time, but still with a chance of meatballs is all I'll say. So let me load it up, and I also will get the music up for Tipping Point that I said last time round. Sounds, music. I'll get those beds ready to go over here, and let's take the GoldenEye music off because I will also need to change. Oh god, I've got to do all the sounds now, haven't I? Yeah, I've got to change all the stuff in Discord. Or they could just play without sound tonight. We'll do that. Right. Let's have a look at who is going to play in the grid tonight. We had Mark last time, so I'm going to roll again. I'm afraid, Mark. I don't want to get a duplicate player, so let's try another roll again. Very interesting. It picked you again, though, but completely distinct rolling. So it's entirely possible in the world of RNG. We've got Not a Cat. Not a Cat we've got listed up here. And along with Not a Cat, we've got Mr. Vertigo. Though I think we've had Mr. Vertigo play in the grid as well. So I'm going to roll Mr. Vertigo's name as well. Not a Cat and Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. We'll do that then. Not a Cat and Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. Those are going to be the two names we have. Almost had a cat fight. So let me sort that out on the player's selection stuff. Player left, username Not a Cat. Slow that one up. And player right, we'll have Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. Now, if you two can join me in Discord, that'd be cool. You don't have to, though. You don't have to join me in Discord, but it's nice to have a bit of a chat with some players if you are around and want to do so. Just let me know if that's the case, and then we'll get it all done, or we'll get this game straight on. If both of you are just playing from chat, then we can just get the game underway. That's fine, Can't Quiz. But can you play the game? So as long as you can play the game, that's all good. Otherwise, I'll roll again. Just want to make sure that's true. That's fine, yeah. Not a Cat. Just want to confirm, Not a Cat. You all good to play? Or I might be re-rolling Not a Cat anyway. Not a Cat. Waiting a response in public chat. We'll give you 30 seconds. If I don't hear a response in public chat, then I will assume the position is going, and we'll get somebody else to fill. Some good music, this. I mean, it's on the Killer Tracks album. 15 seconds. They're not in the viewer list. Well, sometimes they don't appear in the viewer list. It's a bit weird. Twitch's list is a bit weird. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm going to time that one out then. So it's going to be a re-roll for Not a Cat's position. Let's find out who's going to take that position. Tadaru, you have won the giveaway. Are you available, Tadaru? Or as I've heard on a couple of other sides of things, Tadaru. Are you around, Tadaru, to take the slot up? Don't think you even entered. Well, apparently you did. You are apparently in the list of those that entered in the grid. So, you'll play in text. All right, we will do that then. We'll play in text, and Cartquiz is going to play in text as well. So let me bring the grid over, and let's play some General Tension Bed. What lovely music we've got here tonight. Bring the volume down slightly. I mean, it might be Nightbot doing a bit of a Nightbot thing and just picking anyone in general. But we'll see. So, in the grid tonight, if I press the magic button, we have got for you the following distribution. So we've got 5 gold for you. We've got 1 bonus, 3 steals, 6 penalties. Big penalties here. And we've got 1 bankrupt. Always the 1 bankrupt in here. So, as always, the golds are cash. They add cash to your total. The 1 green as a bonus will increase your bank by percentage. There's only the 1 of them in this grid tonight. 3 steals will steal a certain percentage from your opponent. 6 penalties to avoid. That is the problem with this particular board, is it's very penalty heavy. That will reduce your bank by a certain percentage amount, and then the bankrupt removes everything. That's what you're playing with tonight. Let's shuffle it all up and hide it away. And let's play in the grid tonight. No, we're not playing that one. We're going to play this one. Nope, that's the same one. Let's go with this one. There we go. That's the one I wanted to hear. Let's go and check the list of tracks. Make sure we're on that one there. So, Tadaru, you're going to be picking first. Which position would you like? You can also use reveals. That's also a thing you can do, by the way. Reveal will give you individual information about a particular cell. It will give you the colour, but not necessarily the value. Going to start off with concert pitch A4. Lovely. What we love to see. Just going to change the volume level a bit here, like that instead. So the music is quieter, but the game is still quite volumetric. So A4 for you, Tadaru, is the following. Not a good start. Not a good start. We give you 10,000 for free. How much are you losing of that? Oh. Okay, I suppose get it out of the way soon. 90% of your bank has just gone. You're down to 1,000. We've done a power of 10 of you. And you're down to £1,000. I mean, if there's a time to do it, it's at the beginning of the game and get them out the way. Can't quiz, won't quiz. We're over to you next. Your choice. What would you like to do? Hoping for an explosive start. Let's go with C4. C4 it shall be for you. And in that you've got... Well, I mean, it's going to be cash. It's certainly going to be cash for you. Just not much, because Tadaru's already got 1,000 to work with. How much of Tadaru's 1,000 are you stealing? That was a good steal. 70%. Means you take 700 away. Leaves Tadaru with only 300. Barely a dart score there. So, Tadaru, you're kind of playing catch-up. You definitely don't want to hit a bonus right now, because even at its biggest value of 100%, it's not going to do much for you. Max 300 is back. Sorry. Tadaru, we're over to you. If we're on the topic of DDR, let's go with the latest version, A3. Okay, A3 it shall be for you. Tadaru, how much are you getting out of this? Well, it's cash, so you're getting something. Not bad at all, 12,500, and just like that, you take the lead. You're on 12,800 with the lead. That's one of the 5 cash in the grid tonight that you've claimed. Can't quiz, won't quiz. We're over to you now. 10,700 are currently in your bank. Now would have been a good time to steal, given that Tadaru's got a good amount to work with. But you did steal earlier. Got one off the grid. Where are you going, Cut Quiz? What a coin would be if you use it as a die. A D2. Okay. Tossing the D2. Let's see what's behind the D2 for you. Now, you've hit a penalty now. Now, Tadaru hit 90%. How much are you hitting? 65%. It's not as much, but it's still going to be a big hit. You're down to 3,745. Tadaru, you have the lead by, well, 9,000-ish? 9,100 or so? It's now your turn. It's now your move. We've got 4 cash, we've got 1 bonus, 2 steal, 4 penalty, and of course the bankrupt to avoid. Tadaru's going to go for a reveal. All right. So, Tadaru, let me get a whisper window ready for you in Twitch. I will send you a message indicating the colour, but not the value, of B4. Okay. I will tell you that information there, Tadaru. Hopefully you have received it in kind. And with that private information in mind, would you like to play B4? Or would you like to play somewhere else? Oh, hey, Lee! Yeah, it is a bit... It's a bit buffer zoney, this, yeah. So, this is an existing game show. It's not my idea of it, but yes, it is very buffer zone in its kind of gameplay. And we play until everything but one of the tiles is revealed. So players are forced to play all the way to the end of the game. For reasons you'll see, potentially. Tadaru will keep polishing off the top row, the A2. Okay. So, avoiding the revealed B4 for now. But let's continue with A2. Also cash for you, Tadaru. How much cash are you getting? 5,000 oats. Nice. Brings you up to 17,800. You extend your lead. There are now only 3 cash tiles left in the grid. 1 bonus, 2 steal, 4 penalty, and of course that bankrupt. It's giving you ideas. Oh dear, it's giving you ideas. Okay. Can't quiz, won't quiz. It's over to you now. We've seen Tadaru use a reveal. You can, of course, use a reveal. And I will also say you can reveal a tile that has been previously revealed by somebody else. That is a thing you can do because someone tested it very early on. Can't quiz, won't quiz. What would you like to do? You like to play B2. Very well. So, there's still a bit of damage out there. 5 of these tiles will be bad for you. But 6 of them are good for you. What's behind B2? It's another penalty. You're losing more cash. How much are you losing? Just 5%. Yes, I've done a very wide scale on the penalties this time round. So it's only a 5% drop. Brings you down to 35.58. So not much of a drop, but it is a little drop. Tadaru, that does extend your lead a bit further. But just means you can fall even further with a big penalty or even all the way to 0 on a bankrupt. It's now your turn. Going to finish off the top row with A1. All right. Hoping that the 2 golds lead to even more cash. Let's find out. For Tadaru, it's a steal. You're going to be stealing some of Kart Quiz's bank here. There's not much in comparison to yours, but it's going to be something. How much are you stealing? 40% of the bank. So, Kart Quiz goes down to 21.35. starting to trickle away. Tadaru, though you had a very early start that went all the way down to 1,000, you are up to 19,223 right now. And we're about halfway in the game. Kart Quiz, it's over to you. You've had no luck right now, but there's still 3 cash out there. There's still a bonus. There's still a steal. So there's still a lot of gameplay left in this board. It can all change on one single turn. And remember, you do have your reveals if you want to get a bit more information. So is that a reveal of D4 you want there, Kart Quiz? Just want to confirm, because you've done them in an order that doesn't make sense. You always do the reveal first and then play. Just want to confirm that you're doing a reveal of D4 before playing it. That's absolutely fine. So let me get a whisper window ready for you. So for you, the colour but not the value of D4. Okay. That's some information for you. Let me know if you have received that in kind. And then with that, let me know what you want to do. If you want to play D4 or play elsewhere. Get rid of you. There we go. You got it? Cool. All right. So what would you like to do with that information? You're going to go with C1. Very well. We'll go to C1. So both players avoiding the tiles that they have individually revealed. Going to C1 for Kart Quiz. Surely we've got to be going into positives here. We are. It is a cash tile. How much cash are you getting? 10 grand. That gets you back into the game here. Shy by about 7,000, but you're in a good position. 12,135 now in your bank. Tadaru, the race is on. You need to keep a hold of your lead. 19,223. We've got 2 cash, 1 bonus, 1 penalty. 1 steal, 3 penalty, and 1 bankrupt. Tadaru's using their final reveal on C2. Very well. So for you, the colour, but not the value, of C2. Okay. And on that, I can say it is going to be that. And with that information in mind, what would you like to do, Tadaru? Playing away, going with C3. Okay. C3 it shall be. We've got a lot of reveals on the board, not being actioned, but that's how the game works. For Tadaru, what's in C3? Oh, it's a steal. It's a steal. How much are you stealing from Kart Quiz right now? 60%! Oh man, 60% of Kart Quiz's bank has just handed over to Tadaru. What a chunk that is. Tadaru, you're now up to 26,504. Cart quiz, you've gone down. All that work you put in, it's gone down to 4,854. Now, good news. 3 tiles left up here that can do good for you. All the steals are now out of play. There's still 2 cash, and there's 1 bonus. So a bonus at this point might not necessarily be the best value for you. The ones you have to avoid, though, there are 4 still out there that are bad for you. 3 penalties and a bankrupt. Those are the ones you do not want to hit. If anything, you want to force Tadaru to hit. B3 next. Okay, for cart quiz, B3. Hopefully, this is some cash for you. B3 for you. Can't catch a break. It's a penalty. How much are you losing, cart quiz? Exactly half of your bank. Brings you down to 24.27. Yikes. Now, the saving grace is the maximum value of a cash tile in the grid tonight is 25 grand. So you can easily take the lead if you hit a cash and it is the maximum value. So not lost yet. We turn to Tadaru. It is their anti-penultimate move. They've used all their reveals. Cartquiz still has a reveal in hand, so has a bit of strategic advantage potentially. Tadaru is going to play D3. Okay, very well. D3 for Tadaru is the following. Oh, well, that changes everything. It's a penalty. Now, it could be as little as 5%. It could be as much as 95%. How much is Tadaru losing? How? 85% Tadaru! Well, look at that. Look how tight this game has suddenly become. Tadaru plummets down to 3,976. Cartquiz, you're still playing catch-up, but it's only a handful of thousands now. Cartquiz on 2427. There's still 2 cash out there. There's still a bonus out there, so the positives outweigh the negatives in the grid right now. There's only 1 penalty and only 1 bankrupt. Cartquiz, you do have a reveal. This is your penultimate move. D1 and finish off the bottom row. Okay. We will do that then. 2 cash and 1 bonus left. 1 penalty and 1 bankrupt left. What's behind D1? Oh, it's cash. Well, the minimum value is 2,500, so you're taking the lead no matter what. How much cash are we building up here? 15,000! Goodness me, you needed that right now. 17,427. You take the lead and then some. And the beauty is there's no steals left. Tadaru can't take any of that away from you. You can, of course, do damage to yourself on your final turn with the penalties and the bankrupts, potentially. But that can't be taken away from you. Tadaru, this is your penultimate turn. There are 2 positives and 2 negatives left on the grid. Going with C2, which you revealed earlier and didn't play, but are now playing instead. So, there's only 2 positives left on the grid. 1 is a cash, 1 is a bonus. The rest is negative. Tadaru knows the colour of this. Cartquiz doesn't. So Tadaru knows this is gold. It is cash. Now, to take the lead, you need something like 12,500, 15,000, something like that. How much cash are you getting, Tadaru, out of this? 22,500! The biggest one we've seen in the grid tonight. Rockets you into the lead on 26,476. And that was the last cash in play. Now, Can't Quiz, you've got a very important decision here. This is your final turn. There is one good tile out there. There is one penalty tile out there. There is one bankrupt tile out there. You do have a reveal. What would you like to do? You're shy by about 9,000. So you kind of need the bonus to take the lead. But then also hitting the bonus means you're leaving Tadaru with at minimum a penalty to hit. You'd like to reveal B1. Okay, Can't Quiz for you. The colour but not the value of B1. So I can tell you it's that. That's all the reveals played. Now, with that information in mind, what would you like to do? Yikes. Very tense right now. You want to play D4? Confirm? Will you confirm that, Can't Quiz? What are you playing? I can't track that information for you, Can't Quiz. That is something that you should have tracked yourself. I can't say any more because otherwise that would be breaking the game. That is as far as my metering will allow me to do. Playing D4. Alright, D4 it is. So I will give you a tip for next time you play this game. Look at the direction that the doors on the grid are pointing. Because they always point in the direction towards who asked for them to be revealed. Meaning B2 and D4 were the ones you chose to reveal. And Tadaru revealed B4. Because those are the directions the doors are facing. So you've seen this one before. You know the colour of D4. And, well, you know what the colour is. I know what the colour is. And this is why I asked you to be absolutely sure that you wanted to go with D4. Because you just shot yourself in the foot, Can't Quiz. It's the bankrupt. Which means you lose absolutely everything. which means Tadaru gets the win, but how much? Here's the thing. Tadaru still has to play this final turn, technically speaking, because it will affect how much that bank is. One is a bonus, one is a penalty. Tadaru, how big would you like your bank balance to be? B4 was the one that you revealed earlier. And we're holding on throughout that game. So presumably this must be a good one. Well, Carquiz knows what's in B1. So Carquiz should be able to do process of elimination here to see what colour this is. Both our players have the full knowledge on the colours. Well done, Tadaru. It is a bonus. How much are you getting in addition? A good old 50% on top, which means you get a total of 39,714 to your name, which has just been paid out to you. Congratulations. And if I do this, the last tile would have been a 55% penalty. 55% penalty it could have been at the end there. The bonus was a 50%. Yeah, the penalties were an interesting spread. We had the 5%, but we also had a big 90% on top there. So that was the grid tonight. Well done to Tadaru, earning 39,714, which, as I did the maths on it earlier, what was the analysis saying again on the average? The average was 26,000, so you earned better than the mean average result on this particular grid. So well done, Tadaru. Very well done. And Carquiz, unfortunately, it is a bankrupt finish to you. Hard luck there. But now you know the little in to figure out which of the tiles you have revealed previously. Well done, Tadaru. Commiseration, Carquiz. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to Quiz Night this evening. I'm going to take the round 4 bed off now because it's starting to get a bit irritating. So, what have we got for you on Friday? Well, what we have for you on Friday is 1,000 Heartbeats, and is the end. That is the end of the season as well. So, we've got 1,000 Heartbeats, which could get you up to 250,000 doots if you can go all the way. Plus, we will have a final wheel spin on the Friday stream, and we will have the Doot draw to be had on that Friday night stream. And then that will be the end of this season of Quiz Night. Season 13 will be over with a total of 30 episodes. Oh, that kind of feels right. 30 episodes in a season feels good. And yes, if you do have any last minute questions, I'm going to try and write a couple of compares and contrasts over lunch tomorrow. I will try and do that. But yes, if you've got any ideas on future quick questions for 1,000 Heartbeats, do send them over to Ape, and he'll collate them into the master spreadsheet and get them ready for the Friday night stream. Right, I think that is everything all told. Do we have anyone to raid into this evening on Twitch? Let me have a quick looky loo. Goodness me, it's nearly 11. It's nearly 11. I thought this stream was going to be a pretty short one, given it's only one game, but apparently not. Do we have anyone to roll into? Let's have a quick look. Quizdan's still online. Yes, he is. So we can certainly do a roll into that. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? I don't think there's anybody else to raid into right now, other than Quizdan. So yeah, we'll raid into Mr. Quizdan. What shall we say as our raid message to Mr. Quizdan? We get the raid sorted out. There we go. What shall we say? What's our phrase going to be? What's been funny this evening? Actually, not much. No, not that. Say whatever you want. say whatever you want, and we'll see you on Friday's stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. D4, just give him random grid positions on the grid from in the grid. So whatever floats your boat from A1 through to D4, we'll raid quiz you down with random coordinates, and maybe they'll make sense. Sure, pick the Z, Ape. Take care, and we'll see you on Friday for the end of the season. Quiz is actually finishing, so let's make this quick. Bye.